Hey, hopefully everybody can see. Now you can see them. See, this is what I was going to wear on the Christmas special, but nobody was going to be able to see it. I'm going to move over a little bit. Is that better? Well, now this is crooked. We're not getting our normal view here. That's pretty good, I guess, right? Okay, great. Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a real hot mess right now. I couldn't really sleep last night, and I tried to take a nap just now, and it didn't really work out. But that's okay. Whenever I get in here and start streaming with you guys, it'll wake me up. I did bring up or down rather a big. See, now it's full of coffee this time. I know I said in the video description that bringing booze to the live stream was encouraged, but if I start drinking booze, I'm gonna fall asleep halfway through the stream. So I'm just gonna stick to coffee. Originally the idea for this live stream was gonna be playing Christmas-themed 16-bit games, but the thing is, I just wasn't really that excited about that, to be quite honest with you. Because I had 4 games picked out, and it was going to be 2 Genesis games and 2 Super Nintendo games. I had never played either of the Genesis games before, and I didn't get a chance to play them before the stream. But they're like games that I otherwise wouldn't play. And I was really just playing them just to have them on the stream. And it just, I don't know, it didn't seem very cool. So I decided not to do that. And then, again, on the Super Nintendo, there was 2 games, and one of the games is a game I'd never played before, and I thought it'd be interesting to check out. And we can just do that another time. I don't really know. And that kind of came to me today because I really wasn't looking forward to doing this stream, and that was really why. Is it was games that I wasn't really super comfortable with, and I wasn't happy with my choices. So basically, just to let you guys know what we got going on here, I got 2 systems out. The Super Nintendo is what's hooked up right now. So once we start playing and I switch the view over, we'll be playing the lone game out of the 4 that still made the cut. This is my favorite, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is the best 16-bit Christmas-themed game. It's not my opinion. It's my favorite. It's a fact that it's my favorite. And then I got 2 Nintendo games. So somebody just asked. Everybody's saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys too. Thanks for hanging out on this. I guess we're saying Christmas Eve now. I guess that's a thing. That's fine. I see Derek's in the chat, so big thanks to Derek again. I'm using the mug you guys sent me. This is really a nice mug. And so yeah, I'm gonna see. What's going on in the chat here real quick. Somebody asked me, I'm glad you guys like the necklace there. I'm sorry that the microphone is partially obscuring the view. I can't really do anything about that. It was just, my wife said I should do up the whole basement Christmas with Christmas decorations. She was actually kind of disappointed that I didn't decorate my upstairs room more for when I recorded the Christmas special, but I just don't have time for that. So, I had the lights on in the background, and I was wearing a Christmas sweater, and originally I was going to wear these, but it just felt kind of foolish, when I'm kind of talking about sometimes some serious stuff. I mean, down here we're just goofing off, so it's no big deal. Somebody asked, I saw it go by. Creative Assassin wants to know, what were the games that you were originally going to play? So I was going to play on the Genesis. It was going to be, sorry, my beard is getting all crazy. On the Genesis, it was going to be James Pond 2, which I've just never played. But if you look up lists of Christmas games on the Genesis, that one's on the list. And then I was going to play Home Alone. And although I always think of Home Alone as a Super Nintendo game, so I've never played the Genesis version. And then on the Super Nintendo, we were going to play a game called Days Before Christmas, but Days is spelled D-A-Z-E. And that was a game that was originally released on the Sega Mega Drive, only in Australia, and then they released it on the Super Nintendo later, well, a little bit later. But that only came out in Australia and Europe, so it was never released in this country or in Japan, which makes it kind of interesting. But if you read reviews, it's pretty much like a pretty average platformer. It just happens to be Christmas themed, so that was the point of playing it. And then the other Super Nintendo game that we were going to play and are still going to play is Batman Returns. So you got that there. So I'll go ahead and just pop that in now to get it out of the way, and then I'll switch the view here in just a second. Good, Teresa's here, so hopefully you saw the mug there. Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll talk about the other two games. I mean, if you happen to already catch the Christmas special that I released a few hours ago, then you'll know which two Nintendo games we're playing. And if you didn't watch it, then I guess it'll just be a surprise. And I'm also going to say, just right now, I'll just mention that I'm not going to upload the archive of this stream until probably Christmas morning. So if you don't get to stick around and watch the whole thing, which is totally understandable, you're just going to have to wait like a day and a half. I just don't want two uploads at the same time so close together on the channel, or it'll cause like consumer confusion. So yeah, anyway, go ahead and get started. Fired up the Super Nintendo there, and we will switch the view. And there we go. So, and then of course the furnace had to just kick on, but that's fine. Does that look pretty good? Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody want to watch the intro? I don't know. We could... I don't know, let's watch a little bit of the intro. I don't think I've ever actually sat here and watched the intro now that I think about it. Oh, is it just going to be text? That's no fun. You know, I don't know if this is a fun fact or not, but, you know, I loved the first Batman movie. I talked about that already. I went and saw the original Michael Keaton Batman movie the day it came out in the theater. That was the first game I ever watched. The first movie I ever saw on opening day. And but somehow I never saw this movie, so I don't really know. I'd still like to watch it at some point, but for some reason it's just kind of not high on my list of priorities. So, all right, this is too much reading. I don't play video games to read. I don't know what's in the options here. I don't know. Hopefully it's not annoying. I just always like checking out the options menu. You can do easy, normal, hard, special, or mania. Well, we'll leave that on normal. You can give yourself more lives. I'm gonna do that. I know that's probably a cop out, but we did that last time too. But that way I don't have to worry about. Hey, there we go. Getting game overs. All right, here. We can watch this part. How about that? Ooh, bad signal. Michael's Workshop asks, where are the Marlboro Lights and the Jack Daniels? Well, I used to smoke Marlboro Lights, but I've never really been too much into Jack Daniels. I don't have a problem with Jack Daniels. I don't know why I never buy it, actually. I guess at that price point, I just feel like there's like better bourbons out there. But, I mean, Jack Daniels is perfectly good. Alright, so I don't know if anybody out there has never seen this game before. On top of being my favorite Christmas-themed game of the 16-bit era as a whole, this might be my favorite beat-em-up game on the Super Nintendo. I think I'd have to think about that a little bit more. But, you know, I have Final Fight on the Sega CD, and I also have the arcade PCB of Final Fight, so I would just rather play the game either of those ways. Like, playing on the Super Nintendo would be my least preferred way of doing that. So for that reason, Final Fight would not be under consideration as one of my favorite beat-em-ups on the Super Nintendo. But there's actually quite a few, like Rival Turf and Peacekeepers, and I know I'm missing several more. There was wasn't there a Battletoads versus Double Dragon game on the Super Nintendo? I think I used to have that. But, you know, I feel like this game has, like, the playability of, yeah, there we go, of something like Final Fight. But plus it's got the cool Batman license. And, you know, this is an example of a licensed game that's actually really good. And it's Christmas-themed, as we said. And, of course, it's Christmas-themed because the movie takes place during Christmas. As I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I think I actually saw the first couple scenes of it or something. I don't know how I managed to do that, but you know, ostensibly this game follows the plot of the movie. I don't really know how closely. I don't know how well you guys can really hear it, just because I've got the volume turned down for obvious reasons. But this game has really good sound effects. Like when you grab one of these guys and smash them into the ground like that, god dang it, it makes a really satisfying, like crunching sound that I like. And another thing that's cool about this game, speaking of like grabbing these guys, is all the different ways that you can do something with them once you grabbed them. You see, I took that clown. Like you can smash them against the back wall, and if the glass isn't already broken, they will break it. And then if you can manage to grab one guy with each hand, then like that you can kind of crack their skulls together, which is also pretty cool. Let's see here. You can use the shoulder buttons to block like that. If you're about to get hit by a guy. I don't really ever do that, but I mean, probably I should. I'm not super awesome at this game or anything, so I do my best. But is it me, or does that need to get moved up a little bit? Like that. I don't know why I care. I get all nitpicky about stuff. Actually, hold on a second. It seems like it's... Yeah. Sorry, I changed some of the settings for the capture device in OBS, and then even though I changed them back, like it changes them back again, and it's really annoying. That's why everything looked a little bit washed out there. So, whoops. So now everything looks better. Here's these fire clown guys. They have these big, they have fire on a stick there. And then I guess they have gasoline in their lungs there. I don't really know, but. This first level, you can see that there's, Christmas trees and Christmas presents in the window, but once we get into the next area, it's still technically part of level 1, or I think it calls them, I think the levels in this game are called scenes. The second half of this scene is sort of over-the-top Christmassy, and I mentioned in a live stream a while back that we were going to be playing this game, and somebody mentioned that sort of the sprite or the pixel art that shows the Christmas trees in the background is that person's favorite pixel art, or at least that person's favorite Christmas themed pixel art, and that's definitely understandable because that looks really awesome. Having not seen the movie, I don't know, like, are these all like bad guys that are actually in the movie? Because some of these bad guys seem more like the rip-offs of like Streets of Rage, like the chubby guys there. All right, so yeah, so this is the part I was telling you about. So everybody's popping out of this present, but then just like check out the Christmas tree in the background there. It looks so awesome. It's got an extra life there, if you heard. I don't know. I don't really know what the rules are for when you get extra lives in this game, but I need them because, like I said, I'm really not that good at this game. But and that's why I increased the lives to 7, is just so we can get a little bit farther in the game. So. Beating this boss is just like pattern recognition, but I'm not really very good at it, so... See, I was supposed to jump right there, so now I'm dead, but that's okay. Alright, here we go, we got him there. Alright, that, I'm not putting on a clinic here, that's for sure, but, so now it's the end of the level, so, I can pause it when the next level starts, and then we'll check in with the chat here, so. Oh, hold on. We have a cutscene. So, coffee time. Oh, there's the penguin there. That's actually a, a shot of Danny DeVito as a penguin there. That's pretty cool. All right, too much reading. All right, so see, like I said, now we're in scene 2, battle in the streets of Gotham City, and just pause it here in a second. So it's weird. It says battle in the streets, but it looks more like I'm in the sewer there. But I don't really know. So just scrolling back up here. J Draw says volume turn way down. I don't know if you're talking about the volume of the game or it's not. I mean, I don't think it's I can't make my volume much higher than it is now. So wrong way. I can turn the game volume up a little bit, but sometimes I go back and rewatch, the stream, and it seems like sometimes things are too low or too high. I mean, I don't really want my voice competing with the game audio, but at the same time, I want you guys to be able to hear the game audio. So, the Sega CD game is based on the animated series. Then it has animated cutscenes. I don't know. I think I have Batman Returns on the Sega CD, but I don't really like it that much. What's your favorite Christmas album? I don't know who you're asking, but mine's probably Bing Crosby's. I forgot what it's even called. It's called like Bing Crosby Merry Christmas. You can't go wrong with that. Phil Spector's Christmas album. That's actually, I don't like Phil Spector, but there's some good songs on that album for sure. People talking about the Sega CD. I'm definitely do a Sega CD live stream at some point. Although, somebody posted this picture on Twitter of the inside of a Sega CD with all the capacitors leaking, and that really makes me want to get my Sega CD recapped as soon as possible. NHL 94 is the best on Sega CD is the best version. Streets of Rage versus Final Fight. What series do you pick? For me, it's without a question, it's Streets of Rage. Final Fight's cool and everything, but I love Streets of Rage. So that's some ASMR coffee pouring. Sorry if that was while I was pouring it. I realized how close I was to the microphone. So sorry if that was really loud. Teresa's jealous. I can drink coffee this late. If I drink it at noon, I'm not sleeping. No, that may very well happen. But I got to at least be awake for this live stream, and then I'll deal with the consequences afterwards. So, Jim Cole hates coffee. Sorry. I mean, I drink coffee mostly for the effects, but I also do actually enjoy it. So, anyway, blah, 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 blah. Turn it up. Yeah, I can turn it up a little bit more. Hey, Vinny, what's up, man? Hey, Wade, be nice. If you get around to watching the movie, there's a unique attack you can perform on the first boss. That is taken from the movie. Well, that would have been cool. I just haven't seen. I just haven't seen the movie, as I said. Oh, someone says you're right about Satsuma mandarins better than tangerines. Thank you. Nice to get some reinforcement there. Bohemian Image. I don't really know what that means, I guess. But all right. So anyway, let's turn up the volume on the game a little bit. I want to make sure everybody gets to hear it. So all right. Someone tell me how that is. That's definitely louder. But this game has too good of audio to let it be lost in the background. So when you get those little bat symbols, I believe that's just a points bonus. So it's not like it's an extra life or anything. I generally, like in this game, I seem to lean heavily on grabbing guys, like grappling with guys and slamming them around rather than just trying to punch them, which I don't find works nearly as well. And now we got these guys that are gonna leave bombs on the ground. So then we gotta watch out for that. That's pretty cool the way he jumps up on that bus stop bench, like, you know, pro wrestler style, and then tries to come back down on you. I see in the chat there, it looks like Derek's trying to jockey for a last-minute Christmas gift from his wife. It might be too late to get that by Christmas, but I don't know, maybe somebody else can look it up if they haven't already. I don't know what this game goes for. I don't remember it being expensive, but these days I guess everything's expensive. I don't know if you can hear that. He makes a different sound when he hits the pipe. That's pretty cool. This game does have that echoey music that I don't like. I don't understand why it is that like some Super Nintendo games have this really echoey sound to them. Because they don't all have that, so you can't just blame it on like, oh, that's the nature of the Super Nintendo sound chip or something. But you know, like it almost sounds like you're playing this game in a bathroom or something. But then some games don't sound like that. So I don't know if it was like some option and just some sound designers just thought that, thought that made it sound cooler or something, but I definitely don't care for it. I put up with it, obviously, but I definitely think that games that don't do that sound better. You can see that's some cool parallax scrolling, having like those signs in the foreground. Not a huge deal, but it just kind of gives a little bit more depth to the playfield there, which looks pretty neat. I mean, overall we're doing pretty well. We started the game with 7 lives, and we still have 7 lives just because we've gotten at least 1 extra life. I can't remember if I've died once or twice. I hate this part. So let's go ahead and pause for a second and see what's going on. Hey, Chris Covell's here. What's up, dude? That guy's awesome. What do we got here? No, Creative Assassin, they're not tangerines. They're Satsuma mandarins. Don't be fooled. Oh, Jim Cole wants to know, what did you ever do with the PS Classic? Did you return it or keep it? So I was going to return it, but then, you know, I don't know, like, I got a lot of contributions in the channel that night, and, you know, as I said last time, I used the money to buy this monitor over here, but I don't know, for some reason that made me just decide to keep it. So I put it back in the box, and I just put it in the closet, which I don't really know why I didn't return it, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be useful again at some point. I know you can hack it now. I watched Modern Vintage Gamers video on that, and that looks cool and everything. But just I don't really have the time to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Wade Wilson drinks coffee naked. Well, that's good for you. Yeah, Ryan says the PS Classic is now under $70 on Amazon. So yeah, the thing is, I could have returned it and repurchased it or something. But I don't know. I guess I just kind of don't care enough. I mean, not like I'm rich or something, but, you know, I bought it for $100 because I felt like for me it was worth $100, and so like, what's the point in returning it now? So, okay, so this game is $15 on price charting. Well, that's not bad. This game's definitely worth $15, in my opinion. Hey Ben, Merry Christmas to you too. Someone says they were watching The Office. Oh, there it is. Ben was watching The Office and then saw that I went live. Yeah, The Office. Well, you know, thank you for choosing me over The Office, but I wouldn't have blamed you if you hadn't have done that. Oh, here we go. See, Chris Covell here, he knows stuff about like video game development and video game history. Obviously his name there is his website. You should go check out his website. I've been to his website many times when I'm doing research for my launch videos, and he says that Super Nintendo composers can choose to have reverb off, medium, or super echoey. It's a setting on the DSP. See, I didn't know that. Like, that's a cool little tidbit. So thank you very much. Ryan just picked up a PC Engine and an EverDrive. Have fun, man. That's awesome. Hey, Morpheus. What else we got here? Anything else? Gonna grab a Super 3D system in the future. You mean you're talking about the Super graphics? I don't even have one of those. Blake says, "Are you buying, Chris?" I don't know what you mean. Buying what? Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's get back into this. So I always kind of have a problem with this part, just because there's these dudes coming down the escalator, and I don't really know. I don't know if I'm supposed to jump over them or what the deal is. So let's just see. See like these. Oh yeah. If you have to. Oh yeah. See those guys. Oh, there you go. We just got it. All right. Not so bad. Oh man. Spoke too soon. Then we get to the elevators here, and it's kind of funny. Like the elevator opens, and there's like a mother and her kid, and then one of these clown dudes. That's got to be kind of an awkward elevator ride. Nope, don't kill them. Here we go. And then I don't know why. So in certain levels, it just defaults that the attack button throws one of these, batarang things or whatever, and sometimes it doesn't. Like now, the A button, launches this grappling hook thing here, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the A button throws a batarang. So I don't know. It does that for you, and I don't really know why, but that's fine. And as you can see now, all of a sudden, the building is on fire, and so I guess now you're supposed to use this grappling hook here, so which is fine. And then you have these dudes on the stilts. Then you have to try to run underneath this thing, I guess. I don't know. That didn't really work very well. But, I mean, look at those graphics, the way the background is, like, distorting from the heat waves. Like, that looks really cool. I don't even know how you do that, but... Oops. Oh, go the other way. Well, I didn't know what I was even supposed to do there. Where are we going? That way? No, this way. Alright, that's the end of that scene. That was a quick one. This person has a sword. That was a cool... If you saw that poster in the background, it said Oswald Cobblepot for mayor. That's, of course, the Penguin's, like, street name or whatever. There we go. We got a little bit of health. Some points bonuses that we don't care about, but we're going to get rid of these bazooka guys here. Hey, I don't know if Teresa is still here, but hey Teresa, guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Were these sword guys actually in the game? These sword guys look like they'd be something out of like Golden Axe or something. Health there. Yeah, see, Ryan knows what's up. See, things are getting a little bit tougher now, but I'm also probably not doing a very good job. Come on. This part just seems kind of boring because they just keep throwing, like, you know, regular grade guys at you. But, well, it's over now, so it's okay. Did that guy just get friendly fire? Be cool. Oh, yeah, there's another one of those posters back there, Oswald Cobblepot from here. That just looks kind of cool. It's funny, I got blown into the health increase, but I got the health increase, so hey, whatever. Stupid fat guys. Chris says he has a feeling I overhyped his page. No, man, like, there's a lot of really good, like, there's a lot of good info and a lot of good scans on your website, man. Don't shortchange yourself. Like, I've definitely used your stuff on my show, although I did give you credit. Like, you know, scans out of, like, Japanese game magazines along with translations and stuff, which you can't really find in a lot of places. There's so much good information in Japanese game magazines, but so few people translate them because, you know, you need someone that's bilingual, which, oh boy, you know, is kind of uncommon. So I'm just saying I appreciate the work that you do, Chris. Just thinking, can we use one of the, yeah, there we go. Like, use these guys as a weapon and throw them into this guy. There you go. I like that. Seems like trying to stay away from this boss is a good way to go. So, like, you know, throwing these things. Like that again. Is that doing anything? It seems like it's just knocking him back without actually having any effect. Or maybe he's just that. He is strongman after all. You know what's crazy? Like, you know, I know I talk about this sometimes on, like, Flashback or wherever about how, you know, I work with younger people and it makes me feel old. Like, I work with people who are young enough that I can't even talk about, like, strong bad because they don't know who I'm talking about. Like, that's crazy. There we go. We're finally chipping away at this guy. I just see someone say they missed Blockbuster Video. Why? Well, that's not really fair. I just, you know, I always preferred, like, mom and pop video stores to places like Blockbuster. But, I guess that kind of depends on where you live, like what you had available to you. Like, kind of to me, saying you missed Blockbuster would be like saying you missed Walmart if it was gone. But, you know, if that's what you had around, then you know, you do what you got to do, I suppose. But there we go. We finally got him. What did that cost us? Like 3 lives? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. Ryan says it's time to make a Christmas cheer drinky poo. Well, report back with what you made. I'll be curious to hear. Wow, Wade says I kept going to my neighbor's house to play Double Dragon in 1992. His mom answered the door one morning and said, no, you can't use Ronald for his video games. Wow. My goodness. Pause it here. Jim says, I finally got around to playing the Truxton series. Yeah, Truxton's awesome. You know, I know that Classic Game Room, it's sort of a running joke or whatever, but it really is a cool game, in my opinion. All right, here's some more coffee pouring, you guys. Ooh, in fact, here. Just for whoever said they liked the sound. Hopefully you don't have to pee. Speaking of which, pretty soon I'm going to have to pee. But not yet. Yeah, Ryan knows I'm eating sausages there. Or I will be later anyway. Ooh, Ryan says I made a loaded cheddar baked potato soup for dinner. That sounds really good. Frankie says you have a feeling Chris Covell's webpage is going to be a rabbit hole. Yet, in my opinion, yeah. I mean, you can spend a lot of time. There's so much stuff there to read. The Game Sack Let's Make a YouTube channel video is hilarious with its Truxton references. That video is just hilarious in general, in my opinion. More like Fat Man. I don't know about that. That would be me. Wow, you made a whole crock pot full? That's awesome. Nothing says the holidays like homemade soup. Ask CGQ, man. He'll agree. Yeah, we made soup yesterday, but it was lentil soup. But yeah, man, I love soup. Especially just when it's cold out, you know. Creative Assassin says, where do I know the name Chris Covell from? Maybe Soundgarden? Oh, and yeah, someone mentioned... wait, someone says I miss Hot Dog on a Stick. Is Hot Dog on a Stick gone? And then someone else said TCBY. I know that's gone. Although it's funny because I hadn't thought about that until someone just said that. But yeah, I haven't seen a TCBY in forever. It's kind of funny because, you know, like several years ago, like frozen yogurt sort of made a comeback. You know, now where I live, there's like, I don't even know how many, but it's not a very big town, and there's multiple frozen yogurt establishments. So if only TCBY could have hung in there for a little while. Go where? Oh, alright. Got it. Ooh. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen. That's okay. We have 3 continues. There's Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, looking pretty good. All right, Vinny says Hot Dog on a Stick still around. Well, thank goodness. All right, now we got 7 more lives, so that's pretty good. I don't want to take up the entire stream playing this game, although this is the only Christmas-themed game that we're going to play, so I guess I shouldn't be in any hurry to stop playing. Oh my god, fat guys everywhere. Alright, there we go. Ryan says he makes soups and stews by the crock pot all winter long. I don't actually have a crock pot. I used to. I got rid of it. I don't really know why. I have a Dutch oven, so if I want to slow cook something, I just put it in. I just put it in the Dutch oven, and then, you know, put that in the oven. So. was supposed to do there? Oh, I guess somehow I was supposed to climb up there. Anybody else know? What does that do? Anybody know what a test tube does? Sounds cool. I don't understand how you're supposed to get these guys. I'll just run. How about that? Oh, here we go. I guess I couldn't throw stuff because I was in close proximity. I don't really get it. That was kind of cool. All right. Uh-oh. Do cats really roar, though? It should be I'm Catwoman, hear me meow, or hiss or something. Sorry, just catching up again. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything, you know. I know I've been not doing a good job with the guests and whatnot of keeping up with the chat, so I don't want to keep doing that. That is another example of a Mario game that's sold on the franchise name. What are you talking about? Mario Paint? I don't know. I missed it. So, Mario Paint's a good game. Yeah, no, Ryan. I mean, you know, like I wouldn't feel comfortable putting a Dutch oven in the oven and then leaving the house. You know, with a crock pot, I guess people leave the house, which I still think is kind of weird. But I mean, I guess it's okay. When do you ever hear about somebody's house burning down from a crock pot? Wow, Noel says he rocks a Betamax on top of your PVM. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but why? All right. Anyway, let's see what's going on with old Catwoman here. Dang it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. But this game's hard, man. I'm not complaining, but... Well, I guess I am complaining a little bit, but... It's cheap. Really? Wow. Is it gonna make me start the level over again? Oh, no, alright. Alright, I'll try this again, but I mean, I just got worked, so... If that happens again, we're done. Dude, she takes off a lot of health when she hits you. It's funny, because you don't take off hardly any health when you hit her, you know? It's like, you're Batman and she's Catwoman, like... Alright, her life finally changed color, at least. See, what am I supposed to do? Alright, we got her up against the ropes here. No, we don't. See, that's cheap. As is that. Wow. See, like, look, she's spinning around invincible, like, that's not cool. Alright, there we go, we finally... I don't feel like these are doing anything to the bosses. Hey! Spin around and be invincible some more. Alright, we got her. We almost got her here. Come on. Boom, done. We lose like 8 lives to her? Goodness. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Look at that. Like, you see the light coming in from the window? So I guess that's one thing I didn't point out. So when you use these normal little batarangs or whatever, it makes the enemy just kind of pause in place for a second, like it stuns them. So that's kind of cool because then you can run over there. I mean, you only have like 1 or 2 seconds, but you can run over there and punch them. Yeah, I love the graphical effects in this level. They're so cool. Get up. Sorry, I'm getting quiet, but I guess I don't really know what to say. All right. That was cool. I tried to throw a batarang at that sword lady, and she blocked it with her sword. That's kind of cool. Her again? Come on. This is probably where our evening with Batman Returns is going to come to an end, I'm guessing. It's kind of cheap that she gets to go off screen, too. Alright, yeah, that's game over again. Alright, what have we learned tonight? We've learned that Catwoman sucks. So, yeah, I'm not going to use the last continue, because now we've been playing this game for almost an hour. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to play some NES. So, I just have to move the SCART cable over real fast, and actually, just to make it easier, I'm going to get the Super Nintendo out of the way here. Okay, so some of you maybe have already watched the whatever I called it, flashback Christmas special, or I don't know what I played, but I talked about these two games. So the reason I picked these two games to play tonight is obviously this is a Christmas live stream, and so 30 years ago, this week or whatever, was the Christmas of 1988, which I talked about in that video as being probably my all-time favorite Christmas. And I mentioned that there were two games on the Nintendo that I remember as being like, if you want to call them must-have games or whatever, on the platform, that both came out in the fall of '88, and those two games are Super Mario Brothers 2 and Zelda 2. And so I figured we could spend a little bit of time playing each one of these. I don't want to repeat myself, but I didn't get either of these games. Jonathan got both of them. I really don't know why I didn't ask for either of them. But hey, thanks for dropping by there, Chris. Hopefully I see you again sometime. Yeah, Derek, where'd you go? Did you and your wife get into a fight or something? She got mad that I'm going to eat sausage for dinner and that you're asking for Batman for belated Christmas present. I don't know. But glad you're back, dude. I was just kidding. That's very loud. Turn that down a little bit. And then turn my speakers down a little bit, too. Oh, you went to eat. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just joking there, Derek. You're at your parents' house. That's cool. Hey, Marcelo's here. What's up, man? Sorry, it sounds like you're not staying, but I appreciate you stopping in just to say Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you, too. Ooh. We're not going to blow in the cartridge, but we might need to scrub it out with a Q-tip here real fast. Yeah. Yeah, the psychedelic version. I'm not going to blow in it. Well, I'm probably not going to blow in it. Yeah, that's pretty dirty. So, let's see how that worked here. I also have my EverDrive down here, so if this wants to start giving us crap, then we're just going to pop in the EverDrive. JL, does blowing in the cartridge damage the game? No, it just, long-term blowing in the cartridge just makes it dirtier. Because you're blowing in it, you're making it moist, then, things are going to stick to it more. It causes some oxidation. So the reason it works, though, is because it makes the contacts moist. And so it gives you a better connection. There we go. It's just weird that it did that all of a sudden because I already popped that game in right before I started the live stream just to make sure that everything was working. So it's weird that all of a sudden it decided to stop working. But yeah, wait, what's someone saying? Cody says you were born the first day Of 1988. Well, thank you. That doesn't make me feel horribly old at all. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. I don't know what anybody wants to say about this game. I know that at least for a while there, you know, this game kind of went through a little period where it was kind of looked down upon because people, you know, decided it wasn't a real Mario game, which whatever. This game, I didn't have it when it came out, but I did rent it at one point, and I really enjoyed it. I also, of course, you know, played it over at Jonathan's house and also watched him play it. And I've always thought this was a cool game. It is a little bit different, and that's the same thing. The exact same thing is true with the other game we're going to play tonight, Zelda 2. In my opinion, they're both good games, but they definitely deviated from the normal formula a little bit. And I think as time went on, that caused some people to not like it as much. But in the case of both of these games, when they came out, they were very popular. And so, you know, it's more of people later on deciding, oh, this game wasn't good or whatever. So one of the cool things about this game is that it allows you to choose your character. Not just at the beginning, but I think at the beginning of every level, if I remember correctly. So back in the day, I was always Luigi, just because he has such a floaty jump that if you're not good at playing video games, he's very forgiving. But now I'm usually just Mario. And yeah, I see a couple people in the chat bringing up a good point that, you know, there were things out of this game that became like a part of, you know, all Mario games in the future. Like these are Shy Guys, right? Well, this guy maybe not so much, but you know, this game definitely added to the Super Mario Brothers universe. So this one, no, I always get the wrong one here. So you got to get this little flask here. And then you go into sort of the alternate dimension and you pick up these coins, which we'll use later. I mean, has anybody here not played this game already and not understand the rules? I kind of doubt it. Ooh. I don't need that, really. I don't know why. I always want to pick everything out of the ground, even though I don't really need most of it. I forgot what this one was. Up. There we go. See, they still have the stars. That's pretty cool. We can go over here and... Forgot, was there anything to do over here? No. We gotta come over here later. Hey! Alright. I haven't played this one in a while, so... Okay, good. Teresa's back. So wait, so Teresa didn't hear me when I told her to guess what I'm having for dinner tonight. So hey, Teresa, guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Oh, but I checked the package on those oh damn it! I checked the package on those sausages, and they have no nitrates. So I feel vindicated. Oh dang it! Okay, so now we have to leave and come back. Oh, we can go out. Wait, don't we need to go out here anyway? So it's okay. Alright, because we go over here and we can cash in, I think. There's some places where you go in here and you pull up the little radish things or whatever, but then it doesn't give you coins, which I think is very cheap. In fact, I think there might be an example of that later in this very level. So you have to hold this bomb until like the last minute. There we go. Alright, I guess what I was saying was not referring to this level, that's the next level. So I remember that by the time I rented this game, you know, I had already. I think what happened is, you know, this game, like I said, it was out by Christmas of '88, and I'm guessing that when I rented this was probably the summer of '89 because I was probably back visiting my dad, because I know I rented it at my dad's house, and you know, by then I had seen Jonathan played enough that I kind of knew what to do a little bit. I'm always terrible at this. So this is what you do with the coins that you pick up. Does anybody not know that already? And you can get extra lives. But I'm sure there's a trick to doing this, but I don't know. Well, there you go. I got one. So anyway, I had seen him play it so that I kind of knew what to do a little bit. I mean, and obviously if you had just read the very first issue of Nintendo Power, then you would know what to do that way too. Hey, I got another one. And one thing I was going to mention, I was going to bring him down here to show him, but I was going to bring him down here to show him, but then I realized I don't have one of the issues. So both of these games were cover stories in Nintendo Power in 1988. Super Mario Bros. 2, of course, was a cover story on the very first issue, and then Adventure of Link was like issue 2 or 3 or something, but I don't have that issue, so I couldn't show it. Teresa says, I thought you were going out for dinner. I don't know why you thought that. I'm going out for dinner on the 25th, if that counts. I wish I was going out for dinner tonight, but... Sorry, I'm just trying to check the chat here. So, Columbo is on. They need to make a game out of that. I don't know. Maybe you could make like a point-and-click adventure game out of Columbo. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, hey, MJKVT's here. I was hoping Popstoban was going to show up in the stream, but not so far. See, we have quite a few people here. I really didn't think this stream was going to be very busy tonight, just because I figured people had stuff to do on Christmas Eve. But so it's cool there's so many people here. Thanks for hanging out when you probably have something better to be doing right now. I don't know why I used to always try, like, for some reason I thought it would be cooler to, you know, get in there, get all the coins, get the mushroom, and then also make it out before, like, the timer ran out, even though it really doesn't matter. So now we got this key, and that makes that masked dude chase us, but you can use the key as a weapon, so it's kind of cool. And then here's a bunch of more cherries, which, of course, once you pick up enough cherries, get away from me. Once you pick up enough cherries, then you get a star, which is cool, I guess. Okay. Oh, crap. Alright, now we come over here and set some bombs down. I didn't want to grab the star there because I think that if I did, it was going to kill those guys and they were my way out. So, JL Draw says everyone shows up for CGQ, man. Well, thanks, dude. Alright, anyway, sorry. And I think if we go over here... Oh, you sucker face. I don't want to die. I think this is what I was talking about, where I think that... I'm not sure we can pick up coins here. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously I'm wrong. Well, I'm glad to be wrong. Well, that's not bad. But we're tiny, and that kind of sucks. But that should be okay. Forgot if this guy spits fireballs or not yet. Guess not. There you go. You die now. We'll take that. Oh, we probably don't need it anymore. That's kind of cool. They recycled the sound from the first game. Oh, sorry. Did I cuss? I didn't even notice. Like I said, I'm really tired. Speaking of which. Ernie says, are you looking forward to the Grand Tour Season 3? I don't think I've even watched the Grand Tour Season 2 yet. Like, I like the Grand Tour. Like, it's pretty cool. But I really like the early episodes of Top Gear. Like, they kind of had this low-budget feel to them that was really cool. And, you know, back then the show was really just geared towards British people, which I kind of thought was cool, even though, like, I'm not British. But, here we get another one. You know, like, they were, like, reviewing cars that you couldn't even get here. I don't know, I just, you know, you can watch, like, the first season of Top Gear on, I think it's on Amazon Prime. And, I really enjoy watching that. Like, I feel like, the thing with Grand Tour is I feel like all of a sudden those guys had all of this money that they didn't have before. And, in a way, like, the show to a certain extent lost some of its charm. And I've been told that Season 2 kind of improves on that, makes it a little bit better, so I should definitely check it out. Like I said, I do like the show. I mean, I love watching those three guys. You know, they have great chemistry. I think I just missed one of those flasks back there, but that's alright. Ah! Getting cocky. One of these is another flask. I don't know which one. Get rid of this guy real fast. Not that one. Ah, there we go. But anyway, it's just like, you know, I don't watch a lot of television because I don't really have time. But anyway, you know, it's another show that I have the intention, at least, of watching is the Grand Tour. Dang it. Sorry, I just want to scroll back up here a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know what I said. What did I say? I believe you that I cussed. What did I say? Hopefully it wasn't the F word. Uh-oh. That is the end. And I just got coffee on myself. And on my chair. That's what I need, is a brown stain on the white upholstery on this chair. It'll be alright. Just an IKEA chair anyway. Yeah, sucker. I said sucker face. Did someone think I said effer face? Yeah, Luigi jumps high and he kind of has more hang time. Joseph says you really need to get Bithead 1000 on a stream. You know, I told him, for anybody that watched Bithead's Christmas special, you know, I said on that card that I was going to keep bothering him until he comes on a live stream with me or Corey or whatever. But that's actually not true. I'm actually not going to keep bothering him just because I really, you know, I talked to him over email and I really don't think he wants to do it. And, you know, I like Bithead a lot, and I appreciate the fact that he likes my show as well, and I just don't want it to turn into some kind of thing where I'm just bothering him. And, you know, if he doesn't want to do it, like, that's cool. So, yeah, like, it would be fun. Corey and I even just, if we could just have a Skype chat in private with the guy, we would love to do it. But, I don't know, he doesn't seem super interested, and so I just, you know, to a certain extent, I'd rather than just go ahead and just enjoy his show from afar and not try to get all up in his business. If anybody that watched the show, you know, I sent him a lid sticker. He can never read my handwriting. I don't know what it is, but I sent him one of those PlayStation lid stickers, and right on the show he peeled it and stuck it on the wall of the shed right above his game cabinet, which, like, that's so cool, because now that's going to be up there for all of his other shows, and, like, I don't know, that's pretty neat. Bithead's too busy getting up at 3 a.m. for a job. Yeah, no kidding. Someone says, it's so hard to try to, like, scroll through the chat. Oh, that's why. I need to use the wheel on my mouse. Now I lost my spot. Okay, sorry. Chris Cuthbertson says I usually save CGQ flashback episodes to watch or listen to during my long overnight shifts at work. Yeah, that would be a good use for those. So yeah. We all need to help get Bithead more subs. I agree. I think it's very strange in my opinion. I know he doesn't really play the game with social media, and as we just talked about, doing like collaborations and whatnot. But it's still nuts that he's had his show for as long as he has, and has uploaded fairly regularly, and still has such a small number of, relatively speaking, small number of subscribers. Now, I did hear a rumor that, and I won't say who, but that a pretty big YouTube channel is perhaps going to talk about his show and give him kind of give him a shout out, and that might help boost his subscribers. I'm not going to say who, just because I don't even know if it's going to happen, but that would be cool if it did. So. This is a good question. Ernie says thoughts on Macaulay Culkin appearing on YouTuber channels. Actually, I think I already talked about that, but the only thing I thought was kind of dumb about that is like if I like that would ever happen. But I'm saying if I could get Macaulay Culkin to come on a live stream with me, we'd be playing TurboGrafx 16, not playing stupid Home Alone games. But that's just me. Who's talking about Nate Dogg and Warren G? I like that song. JL Draw says, who gave CGQ a thumbs down? There's people who subscribe to my show who don't like me, and they just do that. I don't know what they think they're doing, but personally, I think it's funny. So, if that's really how you spend your time, that's pretty pathetic. So, whenever I upload something and I immediately get a thumbs down, it just makes me laugh. Because that's somebody putting a lot of effort into something really meaningless. So, all right. Anyway, I'm all caught up now. So, what if it was Bithead? I'm sure it wasn't Bithead. If it was Bithead, that's pretty funny. But I don't think he would do that. So I don't think Bithead actually knows this channel even exists. So, and as he kind of admitted in his other. Or in his Christmas show, I'm not sure how religious of a viewer of my show Bithead really is, which is completely fine. I don't care. Like, I like his show. Like, I don't need him to necessarily be a fan of my show. That gets into sort of the politics of having a YouTube channel, where you get YouTube personalities or YouTube channel owners or whatever you want to call it, who pretend they subscribe to each other when they really don't. Oh, really? There's a lot of politics to that kind of stuff, about, even just like following people on Twitter. I mean, there's people that, like a lot of YouTubers will follow each other on Twitter. Are you kidding me? And have each other on mute or whatever, because it's like you're really only doing it, for the appearance, So, I kind of appreciate the fact that Bithead's not trying to BS anybody and be like, oh yeah, I watch every episode that Classic Gaming Quarterly uploads, because, I'd rather you just be honest and say that, you don't watch my channel all the time, because I'm the same way. I mean, I watch all of Bithead's uploads, but that's kind of the exception and not the rule. Like, I don't really have time to watch every video that every one of my friends uploads, just because, like I said, I don't have the time for that, so... We gotta hurry up and get out of Dodge, because that face thing's gonna start coming after us. But like I said, we can use this as a weapon, so that's kind of cool. I'd feel a lot better if we weren't tiny. That's making me kind of nervous, but not a whole lot we can do about that. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, I knew that was going to happen. I don't know what I was thinking there. Let me pause it here again. All right. Tell him Steve Dave. Wait, that's actually a podcast? Oh, wow. Jet says, who doesn't like CGQ? I mean, I've definitely rubbed a few people the wrong way. Like, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've just, I don't have a very high tolerance for kind of like, the BS that some viewers kind of bring, and especially on this channel, I've ghosted quite a few people that, I don't care for the comments they leave on the show. In fact, so I shouldn't say this, but every single time I upload a new episode of Flashback, somebody leaves a comment right away. And that person doesn't realize they're ghosted. Because, they must have some kind of notification system set up. Because they leave a comment as soon as the video goes up. Like, you'll see that it says there's one comment, but then you go click on the video and there is no comment that's viewable. And that's because the person's ghosted and doesn't realize it. And that makes me laugh, too. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about that. That's negativity. Somebody just said, where'd it go? Someone just said they just subscribed to BitHead, mate. Oh, there it is. Frankie the Waffle. Yeah, I mean, he's not for everybody, but I like him. So, if you just subscribe to him, you can really go back in time there and check out stuff. Hey, Hink Hall's here. Hink, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the Christmas special yet, but I dedicated several minutes of the show to you at the end there to show everybody the cool artwork that you sent me. So thanks again for all that. BitHead could read the phone book and it'd be funny. It would. He'd find a way to make that funny. Jim says, are you doing a stream on New Year's Day? I don't know. Honestly, that's kind of the thing where I just need to talk to my wife and just see, if she wants to do something on New Year's Day, then, obviously she gets first priority. So, I kind of don't see why not, but, because New Year's Eve is when everybody does stuff. But if she wants to go do stuff on New Year's Day, then no. But we'll just see what happens. If I don't, I'll do a makeup stream that week. Maybe I could stream on Wednesday night instead of Tuesday night or something. I'm not going to skip a week, so. Hey, folks, my basement needs repairs. You can join my Patreon. Is that what Metal Jesus really said? If so, that is kind of disappointing. I hope he didn't say that. That's kind of cringy, actually. Johnny says, has any of your friends or family ever mentioned something that you have said about them in one of your videos? No, because nobody I know watches my flashback episodes that I know of. I do kind of worry about that sometimes. Stream on New Year's Day depends on New Year's Eve. That's kind of true. I mean, I don't ever intend to get drunk, but sometimes it just kind of happens. So, I know my wife wants to go do stuff on New Year's Eve, so, again, we'll see what happens. Oh, Marcelo says, before I go, I just watched the Christmas flashback episode, and it inspired me to write about my most memorable Christmas from my childhood. Yeah, please do, and I don't know if you're saying you wrote it as a comment on the stream, or if you're writing it somewhere else, but if you wrote it somewhere else, let me know where you put it so I can check it out. JL Draw says, in an early video, he trashes his stepmom, which is kind of risky. I haven't talked to my stepmom in... I couldn't even tell you the last time I talked to my stepmom. Probably 15 years. Close to 15 years. So to me, it's not risky at all. I don't like her, and she knows I don't like her. I'm not going to... Oh, man. I'm probably not going to say more than that. But the last thing I'm worried about is my stepmom watching my show and seeing that I said something not nice about her, so. But there are times where, I kind of watch what I say. On flashback, just because you don't have, you never know who might see it later on or something. So, ooh, threw that one too far. So I'm trying to kind of watch myself just because we're tiny here. There we go. What happened? Let me get out of the way there. There we go. Hey, was anybody watching the Niners Bears game today? Does anybody know how that one ended? I was watching it for a while, but I mean, I assume the Niners lost, but your stepmom's the one leaving the bad comments. That would be awesome, actually. But I'm sure it's not. Yeah, Bears won. Yeah, I figured the Bears would win. I mean, the Bears kind of needed that game to keep the home field advantage battle going, I think. So, they were more motivated there. But, I mean, the Niners are looking like, maybe next year they'll be not bad. But, we'll see. I mean, everybody always says that, right? Next year. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've really lost interest in football in a lot of ways. And I don't know how much of that is just because the Niners suck. But, I used to watch the Niners religiously. It didn't matter if they were having a bad year. I'd still watch every single game. And I think at some point you just get to the where you've had enough. Like with Niners ownership and just like ooh, close one. With them moving to Santa Clara, that's really crappy. And then I started kind of paying attention to the Raiders, but now they're moving to Las Vegas, so let these guys go first. There we go. Because what it always comes down to is it's these teams that expect municipalities to build stadiums for them. Which, I just don't get it, because it's like, if it wasn't something that was going to make you lose money, then why wouldn't you want to build the stadium and own it yourself, rather than expecting the municipality to pay for the stadium, right? Because, you could be some football team, right? You build your own stadium, and you're not going to use it all the time, right? And so then, like, you can deal with, booking musical acts and stuff like that so that you can make money. But then you get all the profits, But instead, they want, like, municipalities to take all the risk and put up all the money and, try to get public bonds to pay for it. And then if they don't get it, then they're like, well, then we're leaving. And that's exactly what the Raiders are doing, is that, they want Oakland to build them a new stadium. And because Oakland's not doing it, they're leaving. And that's basically what happened with the Niners, too. And, I think that more cities should stand up to NFL teams and tell them no. Because ultimately, if that kind of stuff keeps happening, it's got to erode, fan support long term. There we go, got another one. Sorry, I'm just, Oh, is that true? Sorry, it says here, Ernie says Chris did invoke change on other YouTubers. Now whenever RGT85 plugs something, he says no kickbacks or anything. Well, I mean, good. I'm trying to stay in my own lane, and, RGT should just do his own thing, which he's doing, and he's obviously being very successful, so good for him. But, hey, if what I did means that he's now saying he's not getting kickbacks, then, that's good. But, there's more to it than that. But, that's fine. Control Issue says, I'm not a fan of my stepmom either. Does anybody like their stepmom? I don't know. I have a stepdad. I like him a lot, so. But, yeah, anyway, Niners in the playoffs like 5 years ago actually got me back in the NFL. Yeah, that's cool. If the Niners were going to the playoffs, I would definitely be paying more attention. But I don't know. I don't want to really get into that too much. But Oakland backed the A's over the Raiders. I guess it sounds like you know more than I do. I don't know how they're backing the A's either. But, because the A's are still playing in the Coliseum, too. Like, I don't know if they're getting a new stadium or what. But, they're talking about the Raiders maybe going over and playing in the San Francisco Giants Stadium next year, which, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know why what really should have happened is that the Niners and the Raiders should have gotten together and built the stadium together, like the Giants and the Jets did. I know it's a little bit weird, but they could have just built it in a neutral location or something. I don't really know. They're on opposite sides of the bay is the problem. So they should have built a floating stadium in the middle of San Francisco Bay. How cool would that have been? Jet Maximum says, would you ever play as, I don't know how to even pronounce this guy's name, Suja Boy on a console on a stream? No. And JL Draw says, Oakland Coliseum is a dump. That's what I hear. I've never been there. Whoa, Judge Mathis is better than Judge Judy. You watch your mouth. Hey, Chris. I love Judge Judy. Alcatraz Stadium. See, that guy's thinking. Yes, build the stadium on Alcatraz. That would have been cool. It's kind of weird that Alcatraz is like this historic landmark. Like, I've been there numerous times, and it's very interesting, but at the end of the day, it's still a prison. Like, dude. There we go. Like, what an odd thing to, you know, have as a tourist attraction. But, you know, I don't know. It is very interesting, and I mean, there's certainly a lot of history there. But yeah, I'm totally down with that idea. Like, turn it into a sports venue. Of course, that'd be hard to get in and out of, you know, but you could take a ferry over there. Really? I promise I'm not usually this bad at this game. You know, what somebody called the streamer's tax. Ooh, get out of here. I want to say there's a... No, there's nothing there. There is. I was hoping there'd be a mushroom down here. Ooh, one up though, I'll take that. Oh, what? Wait, how am I supposed to get out of here? Oh, well then why couldn't I? Alright, we'll try one more time. I think I can't jump with the bomb because I'm small. That's too bad, I bet there's good stuff in there. There we go. Waste of time. Oh my god. We got trapped there. CGQ Court, Chris reviews games and then gives a sentence. You know, I actually was going to start this series of videos a long time ago on the channel where I was going to wear like a referee's uniform, like a boxing referee. Like I had a little, like a short sleeve button down white shirt and a black bow tie, like Mills Lane. And I was going to pit two games against each other and pick like two related games and pick the winner. And I'm kind of glad I didn't start doing that just because I try to keep away from doing that kind of kitschy stuff on my show. But if you watch the channel trailer for that show, you can see a little clip of I had a little wrestling ring that I put Classic Gaming Quarterly stickers on, and I had what were the two games? It was F-Zero. What was the F-Zero game on the N64? F-Zero X, I think. I had that and Wipeout 64 in there, and I was going to put them head to head. And I just never ended up even making the video, and I just kind of decided I didn't want to do something kind of cheesy like that, so I didn't do it. But, I don't know, that would have been kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, if you go look at, if you go watch the channel trailer, which I'm not saying you need to, but if you do, you can see where I ended up using, oh dang it, I ended up using a clip out of that. Just because, like, a part of the point of that channel trailer was to put, like, little outtakes in there. I used to keep a lot more of the raw footage on my computer from the show, and now I just don't because I don't really have space. Plus, what am I going to do with it, you know? I mean, you know, when you start a YouTube channel, they try to encourage you to make a channel trailer, which I think is kind of useless, personally. Like, if you look at how many views my channel trailer has... it's really not that many, just because I don't think that many people really end up actually going to, like, the landing page, or whatever you want to call it, of your channel. Like, most people subscribe to your channel because they're watching a video. Oh, dang it. And they just hit the subscribe button right there. I mean, that's That's what I do when I subscribe to a new channel. So, so yeah, I think channel trailers have kind of become obsolete, so no one really watches mine, which is fine. Which is, I mean, you know, it's an old channel trailer anyway, and it really isn't all that good. But I guess I had fun making it because it gave me something to do. What do I need these things for? It gave me something to do with all those outtakes that I had. Oh, I see. Wait, am I gonna be able to make this jump with that thing? Oh yeah, all right. Here we go. So I think this guy's gonna spit fireballs. Yep. Ah! So I'm all nervous because I'm little, you know? Alright, I'm going to pause it real quick here and scroll up into the chat. That Mills Lane gimmick is straight out of Angry Video Game Nerd. Well, then I'm glad I didn't do it. I've never actually watched an Angry Video Game Nerd video, but that makes me glad I didn't do it, because then I would have looked like a Johnny-come-lately there. You know what else is funny is I always worry people are... I mean, I've had one person, I think, call me like a gaming historian ripoff, which is kind of fair, except that I had never seen an episode of The Gaming Historian until well after I started making my launch videos. But I can see where somebody would think that I stole his stuff. Now I've seen several. I mean, that guy makes awesome content. But, you know, I didn't make mine based on seeing him make his. Creative Assassin says, I'll tell you what's funny, Chris's explosive diarrhea outtakes. Yeah, that was funny. Like, I remember somebody asked me who was doing the other voice, off-camera voice. That was actually me, too. I recorded those and then added them. I added the off-camera voice in post. But, yeah, that was pretty funny, I thought. One of the rare times I actually tried to be funny on the show. I actually hate channels that have an auto-starting video when you land on them. Videos list should be... I actually agree. So I don't know why I have an auto-starting video, because I do hate that when you go to somebody's channel and there's a video that auto-starts. You're way different than Video Gaming Historian. Yeah, I'm different in that I think he makes better content than I do. But yeah, that's true. I mean, we do have different approaches, but yeah. I'm fine with negativity. AVGN just screams about everything. I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, that's the character he came up with, and like that's cool. I personally don't like character-driven YouTube content, and that's why I don't watch his show. It's not like I, you know, think he's a butthole or anything. It's just not my cup of tea. That's all. Somebody says you met Norm and he seems like a cool dude. I'm glad to hear that, only because sometimes what the heck is that? You know, sometimes you meet these YouTube people and, you know, they're clearly not the same person. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. In person that they are on their show, and that kind of sucks. Oh, man. You know, sometimes people are putting on sort of a nice guy face on their show, but then in person, they're, you know, not that way. And I don't personally know of anybody like that, just because let's see what we got. We gotta jump on one of these guys, and then, hey, come on. I don't know how long I want to sit here and try and do this for, just because that's not compelling television. So yeah, we'll just move on. Anyway, I don't personally know of anybody like that, but I do talk to other people, like other YouTube people, and I know that they have. I've heard stories, I'll just say. So nobody that I was a fan of anyway, but there are definitely some people out there who are kind of D-bags or whatever you want to call them. Although what I think is funnier is there's some, you know, I've watched some YouTube people who talk about exactly what I'm talking about, about how like, oh, some people on YouTube are not cool or whatever, or have an attitude, and then later you find out from somebody else that that person that was saying that falls into that exact category, which is pretty ironic. But I've really only ever met a few people, other YouTube people. I've met Corey, I've met Try, I've met Johnny Millennium, and honestly, that might be it. And all three of those people are the exact same person in person that they are on their show. Like, they're just genuine cool people. So that's good. And I think that's probably the case with most people, to be honest. I think someone being kind of a butthole in person, but nice on their show, I think is the exception and not the rule. Get away from me, masked person. Did a good job of dodging that guy. But, I guess I was just making the point that, could you imagine if, like, you met Norm in person and it turns out that he was, like, a jerk, Because he just seems like such a cool, down-to-earth guy on the show. So, it's cool that he is actually cool, is all I was trying to say. Let's get out of here. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to scroll up here. Oh my gosh, I'm going up way too much. Frankie says James Rolfe minus the character is much more fun to watch. I agree. The only video of his I've watched, and I've mentioned this before, is he did a review of the new Ghostbusters movie, and like then he's just being himself. And I remember I was watching that thinking like, man, if this was always how he acted on his show, I would be a regular viewer. But then probably a lot more people wouldn't be regular viewers, and so he's doing what works for him, and and of course that's totally fine. And it's really awesome that he has. Is that in his basement? I guess he has that whole video rental store set up. Like that made me pretty jealous because that looks pretty cool. Yeah, GameSack is awesome. YouTube drama channels are garbage. I agree. I think I probably know who you're talking about, and I definitely agree. Someone, Frankie says GameSack had to grow on me. I don't know. I've been watching GameSack since pretty much they first started, just because Joe and I were members of the same forum, and he started, like a thread of like, hey, I started this YouTube channel, and so I've been watching them from the beginning. So that's cool. Clay says they've been getting very defensive lately, but I'm not sure who you're talking about there. Happy Video Game Nerd seems really nice. I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. Is that the Skeletons guy, or am I thinking of somebody else? I don't really know. Jet Maximum, hey CGQ, did you ever release the Dreamcast video? Not yet. I'm still working on it. I haven't worked on it that much lately, though. Ernie says John Hancock is genuine. Yeah, I know somebody that's met John Hancock, and he says that he's like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. So yeah. Thank you, Derek. I don't know. I try to be cool, I guess. Joseph says iRetro Gamer was great. Yeah, it was kind of sad, but also understandable what iRetro Gamer, I think his name is Tyler, what he did. It's kind of unfortunate that he deleted his channel, but I understand why he did it. He deleted his channel so that he didn't have the option of going back. He was trying to do what was right for his personal life, and for his family. And I totally get it because, I have 2 YouTube channels and I spend a ton of time working on them. And it can really intrude on your personal life, and you can work on it way more than you should. And Ernie says iRetro Gamer videos are now part of Pixel Game Squad. Well, that's cool if they got re-uploaded, because it would be crappy if they were just totally gone. But I understand why he did that, is all I'm saying. So, Wade says, how did the movie The Wizard make you feel? I mean, I don't know. I like it. It's a cool movie. You know, it's got a lot of 1980s cheese in it. Plus, obviously, it's video game centric. So, so that's cool. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's cool if Tyler's videos are getting re-uploaded somewhere else. So that way they're not lost. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I forgot about this guy. But... oh, nailed us. We can take this guy, though. The Blu-ray of The Wizard is so bad they scrubbed all the grain. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with these Blu-rays and the remastering is, like, people want to make the videos not look like they were filmed on film, you know? Like, they want to make it seem like... whoops. They want to make it seem like the movie was filmed digitally, and a lot of times it takes a lot of the character out of the film. Well... oh, I get... literally, I guess. Come on. Alright, here we go. You're dead. Alright. That was a close one, though. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, the Power Glove and Fred Savage. I love it. It's so bad. I forgot which video I showed that clip in. I think it was just a magazine read-through. Can you have Happy Console Gamer on a stream someday? That would be so cool. I like Happy Console Gamer and he likes me, but I really don't think that he has the time to come on a live stream of my show. So I'm not even gonna, I don't want to say we have a friendship, but whatever we do have, I don't want to abuse it by asking him to do something like that. So not because I don't think it would be cool, but I know that he's very busy and that he's much more famous than I am, and so he has better things to do than to hang out with me. But it would be cool. Why am I holding the controller like that? So this part sucks because you find out the hard way how to do it. I forgot which side the vine is on. Hopefully we're going to make it. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, we made it just fine. All right. Ernie says, Chris, no cap. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel weird not having a hat in the videos, but I'm just trying to get over it just because I'm, I don't know, tired of caring, I guess. Lights are still on? Okay, that's good. Derek, you bought the Power Glove for $19 after it sat in your local game store display case for at least 5 years. That's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, it'd be cool to have a Power Glove just to have one, I guess, but I know it sucks, and I would never use it. I have pretty big hands anyway, so I don't think they made a Power Glove big enough for my hand. But I remember I always wanted one back in the day because the commercials made it seem so cool, but I'm glad I never got one. Does YouTube have 401k contributions? How do you retire, do you think? No, it's definitely up to you. I mean, YouTube they take the money out of your paycheck for taxes. That's all they do, which that's good because you don't want to leave it up to like a lot of YouTube people to try to figure out how to do that themselves. Other than that, no. Like if you're doing YouTube for a career, hopefully you're setting money aside for yourself, or you're going to be in a bad way later on. Ernie says, Chris, do you mind if I ask how you met your wife? We met in college. I mean, there's a longer story to it than that, but it's not really that interesting, I don't think. We met in college, so we've been together since then. Derek says, Sarah Jessica Parker was in Flight of the Navigator. Heck yeah, she was. Shaving your head is fun. I love doing it. Yeah, I'm not going to shave my head. I cut it pretty close. Every time I cut it, I want to cut it closer. Like I'm using a number 2 right now. I might switch to a number 1. I don't really know. What's your favorite Star Trek movie? Wow. I don't want to answer it hastily, so let me think about that for a minute. It's definitely not the first one. The second one is very cool. Doesn't everybody says that the odd ones all suck? No. Yeah, that the odd one. No, what do they say? No, the even ones suck. I don't. Whatever people say, I don't really care because they're wrong. The first one is good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Let's get rid of this guy. Star Trek 2 is very good. Of course, it's sad at the end because Spock gets killed. Star Trek 3 is a good one. I like 4. Like, people don't like 4 because it's a little bit campy or something, but, I mean, this is specific to where I grew up, obviously, but, right around the time that Star Trek 4 came out, we had this humpback whale, swim, up the river from San Francisco Bay. And it didn't get stuck or anything, but it came very far inland. And so people were going out and checking out the whale from the shore because you could see this gigantic humpback whale swimming up the river. And so, like, even like I was in school and we were like learning about humpback whales, like, you know, in school, like the teacher would put together like a little lesson about whales in general. And just completely coincidentally, that was about the same time that Star Trek 4 came out. And so for that reason, I really like Star Trek 4. It was also, a lot of Star Trek 4 was filmed at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which of course I went to multiple times when I was a kid, just because it's not too far away. Simon knows I'm talking about Humphrey the humpback whale. That was what his name was. Ooh, look at that. So for that reason I like 4, but I understand that it's a little bit of a departure. I also really like Star Trek 5. A lot. I understand that for some people they thought that it was weird, but I really like that one, and I like 6 as well. I saw 6 in the theater by myself. Star Trek 6 came out when I was a freshman in high school. So I know I'm totally not answering your question because you're asking what my favorite one is, and I guess all I can really say is I like all of them. It would be kind of like asking me to pick my favorite Star Wars movie or something. It's like, you got to watch them all because it's you know, it's telling a cohesive story. So, you know, you can have arguments about, you know, which Star Wars movie is the best, which of course it's Empire Strikes Back, but I mean, everybody knows that. But you know, you have to watch all of them, so there's not really much point in trying to rank them. You know, it's the same way I get with like series of video games where it's like I don't really have too much interest in like ranking the games. Because they're all, you know, like people want to talk about which Streets of Rage game is the best, and it's like, really, man? And it's like, what's the point? Because you should play all 3 of them. Is there any reason to? Well, I was gonna say, is there any reason to go over there? But we're not doing that. So, sorry, the chat's flying by and I'm not watching it. So. Carlos, repping Winters, California. You live in Winters now, Carlos? If so, you're very close by. Creative's gonna have to bow out for the evening. Well, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. Control issues, nuclear vessels. Yeah, so one of my undergrads at work is from Alameda, and I always want to ask her about the nuclear vessels, but she's way too young. There's no way she's seen that movie, and so she won't get the reference. But anytime she talks about going home, oh man. Anytime she talks about going home to Alameda, I always want to ask her about the nuclear vessels. Frankie, you saw Star Trek 3 in the theaters as a kid. Actually, so did I. Makes no sense without the context of 2. That's true, and I'm sure I hadn't seen 2. So, yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker was adorable in Footloose. I haven't seen Footloose. Alright, sorry, I got caught up there. Star Trek 5 was supposed to star Sean Connery. Yeah, that would have been cool. Although, whoever the guy was that played, I forgot the guy's name, in Star Trek 5, I know, you know, the bad guy or whatever, did a really good job, so... but yeah, it would have been cool if it had been Sean Connery. Vinny says, what's your favorite episode of Always Sunny? Probably Flipadelphia. Flipadelphia. Have I played Saturday Morning RPG? No. What do I do for a living? I'm a scientist. Cybok. Yeah, that's right. Alright. Let's go down here. I don't remember where I'm going anymore, so we're winging it at this point. I feel like it's already 6. So I guess I'm a liar because it seems like we're not going to get to play The Adventure of Link tonight, but that's okay. You know, maybe we'll play that game. What the heck? Maybe we can play The Adventure of Link. Oh, I think I know what I gotta do. I gotta go around like this. Oh, are you serious? All right, now we gotta leave and come back. If we end up doing a New Year's Day live stream, we'll play Adventure of Link then, because at this point the stream's already been going for 2 hours. So, oh, he got me at the top of the head. We don't have time to start another game. Is what I'm saying, dude. All right, go up here. All right, there we go. All right. I forgot how many. Oh yeah, so 3. So we want to go back up here and grab another one. So you know, I'm just picking at old brain cells here because you know, it's been a while since I've played this game. So, but I think that's what we needed to do. Ooh, was that close enough? Oh man! All right. Hopefully we can make it when we grab this thing. Run! Ah, got it. All right. I feel like we could have skipped all of that if we had, well, maybe not actually. Forget I said anything. Yeah, maybe. We could have skipped a lot of this, I think, if we had gone down earlier where those little POWs were, maybe? Maybe not. Somebody says I'm better than Bill Nye. I don't know about that. I've actually never... Bill Nye is kind of a little bit after my time. Like, I wasn't a kid anymore when Bill Nye started. And so I don't think I've ever actually watched a Bill Nye video. But, you know, it's kind of funny. People want me to do these cooking videos. But for a long time, I thought it would be cooler to do, like, science videos. Like, I'd make a new channel for that, obviously. But I feel like that would have a pretty limited audience. Oh, man. Aren't you supposed to... I don't remember. What was I supposed to do there? I don't remember. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, I was supposed to bomb that first. Where am I going, then? Up? Yeah. Maybe? Yeah, alright. Let's check the chat here real fast before, Oh, someone mentioned Mr. Wizard. Yeah, I used to watch Mr. Wizard when I was a kid. I loved Mr. Wizard. In fact, I would go so far as to credit Mr. Wizard to a certain degree with piquing my interest in science when I was a kid. Tyler says, who are your top 3 YouTubers? I don't know. Bithead for sure. V Westlife for sure. And, oh, you know what? I'll say there's a YouTube channel I watch called Cruising the Cut. And it's like this guy he's this British guy who lives on a narrow boat in Great Britain. And just, I guess he's kind of semi-retired. And he just drives his boat around the canals in Great Britain. Just very relaxing videos. But, yeah, those are all YouTube channels that I watch pretty religiously, I would say. Do I ever come to Oakland? I mean, not really, but I'd kind of like to, because I'd like to go to the Pinball Museum, or whatever it's called, in Alameda. And then there's another arcade over there in Oakland that I would like to go to. So at some point I should come over there. Ben Wilson, have you ever seen the compilations of Mr. Wizard being mean to kids? No, I haven't. I don't know if I'd want to watch that or not. Good Mythical Morning. I don't know what that is. Simon, oh, you've been listening to A Life Well Wasted. Yeah, it's too bad that guy didn't keep that show going, but I can only imagine how much work that was. I mean, that's ridiculously high production value for a podcast. Did I ever see that shirt with Roosevelt punching a tiger And the caption reads Science Mother Lover. No, I haven't seen that. Do I like Dave & Buster's? I've only been into a Dave & Buster's once. And I think I must have gone in there on like a Friday night and it was really busy and I turned around and left. So I guess kind of no, but not because I have a problem with Dave & Buster's. I think someone told me that we're getting a new arcade kind of semi in this area. And they didn't know what the arcade was called, but from what they described to me, it sounds like we're getting I think it's called Round 1. I think we're getting one. I've only been to... If I'm not saying the wrong name, I think it's Round 1. And I've been to one in LA that a friend of mine took me to. And it sounds like we're getting one of those here. So if that's true, then that's pretty cool. Okay, well that's good that he's not actually mean to the kids, but yeah, I guess that was in the days before like participation trophies, right? Tyler says, "Will you collab with Bithead?" I already talked about that. Probably not. I would say I would just say Bithead is welcome on my show anytime he wants to. I don't think he really wants to, so I don't want to push it with him anymore. Sublime Rocks, you just watched the last CGQ Plus video. Hope you have a great Christmas. Well, you too, man. Glad that you. I'm glad you liked it. Round 1, yeah, so it is Round 1. They actually get all their machines from old Round 1s in Japan. Yeah, they have a lot of Japanese machines. And like a Round 1 is the only place I've ever seen a Mario Kart cabinet, which I thought was pretty cool. They do have too many of those skill game cabinets where it's like the crane or something like that. And that kind of sucks, but the places are huge, so there's plenty of regular games that you can play. So, I mean, if there's a lot of skill games, then who cares? Is the arcade you're talking about a barcade or regular arcade? I think it's a barcade. It's like a bowling alley and an arcade, but a huge arcade. And I'm pretty sure they serve beer there, because I seem to remember drinking beer when I went to Round 1. I was kind of drinking the whole night because somebody else was driving, so I don't 100% remember. Get out of here, man. Ooh. Ah. Alright, we needed that. I don't like these bomb guys. Let's just get the hell out of here. Is there anything over here? Alright, no. ESPN Zone in New York City is awesome. That would be cool. Rockman says, do you like pinball? Yeah. At the college where I work, we used to have a arcade. Like, you know, it seems like, you know, in the 80s and 90s, like every college had an arcade on campus. You know, you'd have like the bowling alley / arcade. And where are we going here? And unfortunately, they remodeled and they got rid of the arcade. And I talked about this a little bit on the live stream, the PlayStation Classic live stream, because I was talking about how they sold all the games and I was going to buy one and then I didn't. But what am I supposed to do there? I don't know. But anyway, they had some pinball machines and they had like really good ones. Like they had what is it, Monster Mash or whatever, Monster Party. I don't remember because but that's whatever the game I'm thinking of. It's Monster something. Is generally considered to be one of the best pinball games ever made. But I didn't really care because they had Theater of Magic, which is my personal all-time favorite pinball game. So I used to always play that, although sometimes I would go in there and they wouldn't have it hooked up just because maybe they were doing maintenance on it or something. You know, pinball machines, of course, require a lot of maintenance. And oh, you can go this way. Let's just do that. Oh, sorry, I'm just being stupid. Oh, are you kidding me? But yeah, anyway, I like pinball a lot. Other pinball machines that I really love are Whirlwind. I'll probably talk about Whirlwind a little bit, actually, on an episode of Flashback at some point. But, damn it. But, that's one of my favorites, too. I don't remember. I want to say that Whirlwind is on one of the pinball compilations that you can buy, maybe for PS4 or maybe not anymore. I don't remember. But yeah, Whirlwind and Theater of Magic are probably my all-time two favorite pinball machines. I was going to say pinball cabinets, but pinball tables. It was funny for anybody that was watching just to go back to Bithead a little bit, I guess. Damn it. That watched his Christmas special. He was talking about how there's people that they set up these virtual pinball tables by taking like a HDTV and laying it this way and then having a second one for the back glass. And I mean, I would love to do something like that, but I don't have room for that. Maybe if I didn't have a arcade cabinet, maybe I could. But given the choice, I'd rather have my arcade cabinet. So, because you can play, like the pinball arcade games and whatnot, and they give you a pretty cool, a pretty cool approximation of pinball. Can we go? Why would I do that? It's very distracting having the screen flip like that. But anyway, let me scroll back in the chat real quick. Theater of Magic is Teresa's favorite. Well, she's a classy lady. You just played Theater of Magic this afternoon. Like the real one or digitally? Either way, that's cool. I remember back in the day, well, back in what day? But like back in the mid-2000s, I installed PinMame on my computer just so I could play Theater of Magic. Yeah, Monster Bash. That was the game I was thinking of. Thank you. Somebody was thinking about applying to UC Davis Law School. I don't really know if it's good or not, so I really can't say. But if you do end up doing that and going to UC Davis, let me know and we'll go get a cup of coffee. Gamer says, what are your top 5 Genesis games? Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Streets of Rage 2, Golden Axe, Truxton, maybe. Maybe. Buck Rogers Countdown to Doomsday. I'll go with those 5. I'm sure if I thought about it more, I probably left out an obvious one that I want to put back, but for now, I'll go with those 5. The National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas is a nice arcade. Yeah, I would love to go there. That's what Joe Santulli set that up. I would love to go there, but I'd have to have a reason to go to Texas, I guess. Did you ever play the legendary Bally? I'm not sure what you're asking. I guess not, because I haven't heard of what you're talking about. In one of your flashback episodes, you talk about how you purchased a car you've always wanted. What is it? I kind of wish I hadn't even brought up that car, because people ask about it way too much. I don't mind you asking. I'm just saying I kind of wish I'd never... I brought that up in the context of trying to talk about something larger, and now I kind of wish I hadn't. As much as I talk about my personal life on Flashback, I try to be very conscious of, not sounding like I'm being a show-off or bragging. And so, yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't brought up that car. Ryan says, did you get the Super NT yet? Yeah, I have it right over here. In fact, originally that's how I was going to play... Batman Returns tonight, but it was just easier actually to do it the way I did it because the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo use the same SCART cable connection because this RGB modded Nintendo that we're playing on right now, when the person modded it, they put in the socket from a Super Nintendo, so it was just easier to do it this way. But at some point I'll do a live stream and I'll use the Super NT. Would you ever come to any conventions on the East Coast? That would be epic. I don't know. Maybe if... I could see going to a convention on the East Coast if I was invited to be like a guest by the people who put it on. But, if I'm being honest, probably not. I'm just not super interested in going to video game conventions anymore. Like, I don't really feel like I don't want to go to one of those and be like, Classic Gaming Quarterly is having a panel discussion just so I can sit in front of a room full of people, going, look at me. It's just not really my style. It probably sounds ironic, because I have 2 YouTube channels, but I don't really like attention that much. And, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd really want to go to a convention for that reason. I liked when I went to Vancouver and did the fan meetup, I thought that was a lot cooler. because then I can actually talk to people on a one-on-one level. You know, I went to that little meetup in Vancouver, and it was me and like 5 or 6 guys, and you know, we just sat around a table and drank beer and just talked, and that was a lot cooler because to me that was just like we were all on the same level, and we were all just talking about a common interest that we had, and the dynamic of that is very different than if you you know, you go to a convention or something, and you're sitting up on the stage or something, and you're, you know, it's just a completely different dynamic that I'm not really interested in. Hey, Top Loaded Gaming is here. That's cool. That's Bithead's friend. I forgot your actual name, but yeah, that's cool. I mean, apparently this Top Loaded Gaming guy is at least partially responsible for keeping Bithead on the air. So so a lot of us owe you a debt of gratitude, because if he ever stops making his show, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, Trevor. Hey, Papstobon is here. I was waiting for you to show up. I hope you don't mind, Papstobon. I volunteered you. I left a comment on Bithead's latest video and said that if he ever stops doing his show, that me and you are going to go to his house and make a man out of him. And since Ryan's in here, I'll include him in that, because Bithead, it might take 3 guys to take down Bithead, especially if he goes into Berserker mode. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Trevor, thanks a lot for stopping by, Trevor. I appreciate that. You're just in time to watch me suck at this game. You know what's weird? I don't even remember this part. I've been farther in this game. Oh, well, one thing I guess I should admit, I've never actually beaten this game. I think this is the only Mario game from the classic era, or whatever you want to call it, that I haven't beaten. We've been here already. I should. I tried to beat it when I rented it, and the farthest I got, I think, when I rented this game back when I was a kid, is like the ice level, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't know what stage that is. For some reason, I want to say that's level 4, but I don't actually know. Where those things, they come after you that I guess they're snowballs, but to me they always looked like potatoes, like peeled potatoes coming after you. That's as far as I've ever gotten in the game, I think. What am I supposed to do here? Can I go down? I can't go up. Alright, where does this go? Oh. I was just here. Alright, I'm getting lost. Oh, now I see where I am. Yeah, that sucks that I just did that. I don't know. What time is it? I feel like it's getting to be about that time that we need to kind of wrap things up here a little bit. So I just kind of... That was a pretty big error I just made there. Sorry, just going back up. Ryan says next time you do a meet and greet, you should ask to record it and make a video out of it. I mean, that'd be cool, except that, you know, we sat there and chatted for like 3 or 4 hours, and, you know, those people may not have been comfortable being on camera, you know. Like, I'm used to it because I have my show, but some people really don't want to do something like that. So, I mean, that would kind of maybe negatively impact the chemistry. So, I understand that sounds cool, but, you know, if you want that kind of dynamic, you know, I do these live streams sometimes with a guest, as you've seen, and I think that, you know, that way it's all people that are used to being on camera and don't mind. So I'd love to get drunk with Bithead and just chat. Yeah, me too. Slugfest Pinball. I haven't played that game, so I have no opinion. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, the locked door, right? Was it in there? Yeah, that was the door I unlocked. Alright, well, that wasn't that far back, I guess. Alright, we'll try this one more time. If anybody has any pointers, though, I'm all ears. But I really should go soon, because at this point, this is standing in between me and some currywurst and a cold beer. So... well, at least now we're big, so that helps. Although, now we're still big, but that was a real dumb move right there. Oh, I see. All right. Oh my God. Where you going, buddy? I've been talking to Jesse. He's just getting started, I think. I mean, I hope so, because it seems like, Bithead, I noticed, like, now he's starting to make custom thumbnails, and, like, you get the impression that he's just maybe trying to take YouTube more seriously and grow his channel. So, I mean, I kind of think that he was just venting a little bit at the beginning of that last video. At least I hope so. So, I mean, hopefully, I mean, I know he doesn't have that many subscribers, but it's just like, look how much stuff people sent him for the video. I mean, it's just like, sometimes you don't really have to be, you don't have to be a big channel to have like a good, a good core of followers, like we have on this channel. It's like, what does this channel have? Like 4,500 subscribers? Like, so what? Like, look how many people hang out when I do a live stream. It's awesome. So, subscribers aren't everything, Michael says, why is currywurst? I don't know what you mean by that. Do I like Metal Jesus? I've talked about that before. I can sympathize with Bithead's first video. I was accused of something similar by my ex-wife, which never really happened, and my son can attest to the fact. Well, I don't think that Bithead is claiming that what he said happened, or that didn't actually happen. What am I doing? All right, hold on here. Hold on. Sorry, I know what I'm doing now. I think he actually did what he said in the first video, so I don't think that's up for debate, is it? Which I can kind of see him doing, to be honest. I mean, he seems like he definitely has a little bit of a dark side, but I mean, I guess to a certain extent we all do. Alright, so now we're back to this spot. Ooh, no. Get away from me. Through the door. Bithead is very well liked by people that do follow him. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is the people that subscribe, a lot of people subscribe to Bithead, are like me or like a lot of you, where it's just like, watch every single one of his uploads and really like him a lot. So yeah. And yeah, he's got a whole new life, and he's married, and he's got, one kid of his own and at least one stepkid. So, and yeah, he is ridiculously talented. It almost makes me mad watching him do some of that stuff. Oh, we can make it. All right, that's my bad then. It's like, there seems like, as far as working with his hands goes, it's like there's nothing he can't do. Like I just watched that. I watched that video of him restoring the Jeep, which is weird. Like, is that like an old video? Because it seems like he talks about how he used to own a Jeep. So did he just like record all of that footage and then not use it for a long time? But yeah, I mean, just all that stuff he does, he's just very talented, which is awesome. Really? Wow. All right. Well, at least we took those guys out. I'm gonna grab this real fast. We might be needing that. Where are we going? Oh. Well, I thought there was going to be some kind of mini boss battle, so that's kind of a letdown. I just had a similar situation and my large game collection was gone overnight. That sucks, Ryan. I'm sorry to hear that. Derek says I haven't given him a chance yet, but for you, I'll do it. Yeah, I mean, you should. Paul, no, that was not Bithead. That was a guy named Aaron from Friday Night Arcade, which is I'm a big fan of his show as well. But no, that's not Bithead. Oh, there is a boss battle. All right. It's going to be a little bit harder because it's going to be like jumping rope. Oh, took that guy out. Well, that makes things a lot easier. Ooh, missed that. Come on. Take your medicine. Well, this guy's crafty. Sorry, I'll pay attention to the chat in a minute, but I just want to pay attention so we can kill this guy. Alright, that one's got to hit home. Boom! Alright, that's 2. Alright, come on, come on. Alright, there we go. Wait, this guy takes more than 3 hits? Wow. This guy's sturdy. There we go. Alright. Awesome. Aw, Shane, you're going to be upset in a minute. I'm glad you caught the, well, maybe the end of the stream. I don't know. I mean, I'm not done yet, but we can't keep streaming for too terribly much longer. Yeah, top loaded. Yeah, he's a content creator that content creators love. I mean, he's got me, he's got Corey, and he's got Johnny. I mean, that I know of. So yeah. Anyway, well, Shane, we'll see how much farther we get. I just, I want to eat dinner at some point, and I like to watch. I don't know what, but I'd like to watch a Christmas movie tonight with my wife. I'll probably leave it up to her what we watch. If I had my choice, we'd watch Die Hard, but I'll probably let her pick. We watched Christmas Vacation last week. So it's funny. I thought it was funny. Oh, yeah, this is the level with the potatoes. It was funny because I think BitHead brought that up on his Christmas episode. And it was funny that he brought up the thing with them cutting open the turkey, because for me, at least, that's probably the most memorable scene in that movie, just because it's so disgusting. And yeah, he was asking like who was the guy that did the special effects for that turkey opening up. I mean, that's something you can hang your hat on, like, yeah, I'm the guy that did the dried out turkey. But yeah, so I think when I don't think we can really do anything here, but oh yeah, we can. I think when I rented this game back in the day, this was just kind of where I hit the wall. Was this level, not this part, but this level. Oh, Mad Little Pixel watches BitHead too? See, I didn't even know about that. Shane, you never got the notice? That sucks, man. I mean, I scheduled it like 5 hours ago. I don't know if that makes a difference or something, but I mean, YouTube's real wonky about the notices. Because a lot of people say they don't get notices. Dude, well, that sucks. Yeah, I think this part right here might be where I couldn't get past when I was a kid. Your wife suggested watching Die Hard tomorrow night when the kids are asleep. I fully endorse that plan. Christmas Story or Die Hard with a Vengeance. I'm not the biggest fan of Die Hard with a Vengeance. I like the first two. Oh, alright, that's okay. We can go again. I'm probably not going to watch A Christmas Story just because, whichever channel does it's going to do the whole 24-hour marathon, and I'll probably just wait and watch it then. Which is stupid because then I have to watch it with commercial breaks. But I guess then I kind of have like, I don't know if you want to say plausible deniability, but it's like that way we're not sitting down and sort of like consciously watching it. I'm just going to kind of have it on. Because I think probably if I ask my wife if we can watch that one, she might not get super excited about that. So, of course, she might not get excited about Die Hard either. Whenever we watch Die Hard, she can't sleep. Like she gets too keyed up. And then can't fall asleep. Yeah, well, that's cool, Ryan. I'm glad you're moving past it. And And yeah, if I were in your position, I would just, buy the hardware and then just buy EverDrives. And even when I say buy the hardware, if something happened, let's say, God forbid, my house burns down or something and I lost all my stuff, I would make the move to FPGA systems. Like, I'd buy a Super NT and I would buy an EverDrive for it, and I would just call it a day. Well, we're really cashing in this time. The Mega SG is coming out. I've got that on pre-order, and I would just buy that instead of trying to buy a Genesis. Trevor asks, "Hey CGQ, did you hear about the 8-Bit Doe's new PCB board mod kits? It uses their PCB and an OEM controller." No, I guess I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying you put it into a Nintendo controller? What does it make it wireless or something? I don't know. I'll go check out your video then, and I guess that way I'll learn about it. So I don't know anything about it. So my answer to your question would be no. Teresa loves A Christmas Story and Die Hard. I mean, you got to keep her there, man. I don't tell you. Aside from Teresa's obvious anti-sausage agenda, she seems like a pretty cool lady. So, any thoughts on the Die Hard trilogy for the PlayStation? I'm not sure I've played it on the PlayStation. I might have only played it on the Saturn, but they're cool games. There wasn't supposed to be a comma there. Alan Rickman will do that. Do what? I don't know. Now I really want to watch Die Hard. Okay, anyway. I don't have any more coffee. I'm awake now, though. Alright, I think I made it to this level, too, back in the day. This level as well, I should say. Yeah, I definitely made it to this. I bet this level is where I died. Because I remember you got to do some kind of acrobatic stuff with some of these guys. Why not the potatoes? Yeah, I remember these guys too. Oops. Remember, if you run into that water, I think it hurts you, which kind of doesn't make sense. Not that one, not that one. I was going way up here. Of course. You can always tell you put it down in the wrong spot when there isn't a mushroom. Like, you were supposed to carry it. I think I was supposed to go this way a little bit with it. But whatever. Back on the rocket ship there. Turns your old NES controllers into Bluetooth rechargeable. I mean, that's pretty cool, except I don't know. I'm not super into all that stuff, like, wireless controllers and whatnot. Like, I have a couple of those, come back. I mean, shoot. I just prefer wired controllers, which, I don't sit... I understand that for some people in your setup, it makes way more sense to have a wireless controller. Like, oh boy. Especially, like, let's say that, it's out in your living room and, your couch is back from the TV and you're using something like a Super NT or just a regular Super Nintendo, then you want wireless controllers. For me... I use smaller displays and I have, dedicated gaming displays. And so whether I'm doing something like this, like a live stream, I'm basically sitting at a desk, and so I don't really need a wireless controller. And so it just, it's just maybe even introducing lag unnecessarily, although I can't really. Like when I play my Super NT with the wireless controller, like I don't detect any lag, but But yeah, for some people, something like that makes a lot of sense. I just think for me, I don't really need something like that. Hey. Looking forward to making Christmas Eve lasagna tomorrow. Do people do the turkey thing? I don't think I've ever made a turkey for Christmas Eve. What have I made? One time I made a rib roast for Christmas. That was pretty cool. I don't think I usually make like really crazy... To me, Thanksgiving is when you do all that crazy cooking. A lot of times for Christmas, we actually eat tamales. Just because, you know, that's traditional for Mexicans. I'm not Mexican, but my wife is, so... So that's kind of turned into, are you going to spit a thing at me or what, dude? So yeah, usually we get tamales for Christmas, but I don't know if we're going to do that this year or not, because we're going to be out of town for Christmas itself. But we might end up picking up some tamales at some point. Oh, well, alright. It'd be nice to get to the end of at least this area and fight the next boss, but after that we might have to call it quits. I'm getting pretty hungry. Currywurst, man. I want to get the analog systems. Hopefully they make more NT minis at some point. Yeah, I wish they would make a low cost. And wait, what's the NT mini? Is that the low cost version of the NT? I don't even remember. I haven't been following what they've been doing that much, but yeah, I wish they'd make a low cost version of the NT. So if that's what the NT mini is, then it would be cool. I'm surprised they don't actually make that. So spiral ham, yeah, that'd be good. Homemade tamales rock. Yeah, I haven't had homemade tamales in a long time. But, yeah, Trevor uses a CRT. Yeah, I mean, that's what I use. I'm playing on a CRT, even though, you know, I'm streaming it on a computer, obviously. But I have the signal from the Nintendo going into a CRT first. Okay, anyway. Carry this around a little bit. Is there a place to go? Right over here. Can we jump on those clouds? Well, I guess what for? That seems suspicious. But at the same time, there must have been something to do. I wonder if I could have held down on the jump or on the run button when I pulled that thing up. Oh well. Here we go. All right, we gotta ride one of these guys down. Ah, I jumped on the wrong guy. I realized at the last minute that I had jumped on the wrong guy. But I mean, we got like 11 extra lives, right? So what's the difference? Super NT is the SNES NT Mini, but the NT Mini is not the. I just did it again. Is not the aluminum one, right? That's the NT. All right. Here we go. Now we got it together. Where was there a locked door? Oh, well, we'll find out, I guess. Get rid of those guys real quick. Well, I guess we probably have to go, yeah, down from here. Mask guy. Oh, that was just bad luck. Funny, I guess if you... Never had that happen before. I guess if you're really worried about Mask Guy showing up, you can just keep picking it up and dropping it. Ooh, wait. Oh. I was afraid that I really screwed myself right there. Get in there. Alright. Alright. Well. Alright, here we go. So let's just try to beat this boss, and then we're gonna have to call it a night after this. Ooh. Alright, we can do this though. Hey Mujanga. Thanks for watching the Christmas episode. Sorry it was so freaking long. Oh, see what we can do is we can hide off screen. Alright, here's what we gotta do. Well, we gotta stop screwing up, so what we gotta do. Yeah, more in the Christmas lights, yeah. Somehow it feels less foolish doing it on a live stream than doing it on a regular episode of the show. There we go. Oh man. Alright. We're not doing well here. Kidding me? Maybe what we should do here... Yeah. That seems like the better move here is to stay up high. There we go. Oh crap. Oh, somebody even warned me. No, Heimer. Sorry, Heimer. I'm not going to be streaming on Christmas. That's why this is sort of the makeup stream for the fact that there won't be a Christmas Day stream. Oops. There we go. Wow. Alright. We're beating this boss before we stop, so... Let these guys hop around here a little bit. I was just going to say these guys are easy to kill, but I guess not. Oh, come on. Alright, we're getting there. Oh, crap. These guys all move down. See if we can take out a couple of them. There you go. That got rid of two of them. And go grab. Oh boy, now they're pissed. Look at that. Oh. Focus your mental energy, yeah. Dude, you need some grub. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, come on. The only cure for the problem I'm having right now is some currywurst and beer. Whoops. Throwing those things way too far. Run. Ooh. I saw that coming. Alright, we're not giving up. Yeah, this doesn't end until I beat the boss, I agree. All right, now we're doing better because now we got 2 of these things. Oh no! Oh man, I don't even want to go down there, you know. Done. All right. Sorry, that was very embarrassing. So, oh, you get a freebie. That's nice. Wow, we were really almost out of lives there. All right. Well, that's gonna have to do it for the stream tonight. There. I hope you guys all had a good time, and that was an okay live stream. I'm sorry that we didn't get to play Zelda, but I'm gonna leave it down here. This should really get its own live stream, really, because we could easily sink a few hours into that game. So it really would have been shortchanging it to only play it for like a half hour or an hour. So Trevor, it was nice. It was good to meet you too, Trevor. I hope that I get to see you again here, and I'll go watch that video that you made. And yeah, like I said, I hope to see you again. So, and I really appreciate you stopping by, Trevor. It's always nice to have more Bithead 1000 fans in here. So yeah, it's sausages. It's nitrate-free sausages time, Teresa. Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah. So yeah. So you know, I don't know when the next upload of any kind will be. I'm working on another magazine read through, but I have a lot of work to do still on that. I did just get an RGB modded Atari 2600. I talked about that a while back, and that finally got here, and so I'm going to try to use that to record all the gameplay footage for the magazine read through. Is going to be a couple of old issues of Atari Age, as I already talked about. So yeah, so I don't know when the next live stream will be. It might not, you know, I can either do it next weekend or I can do it on New Year's Day. Like I said, I'll talk to Mrs. CGQ and see what she says. So and again, if you didn't get to watch this entire stream, it'll be available on the channel probably on Christmas Day. I just don't want to upload it, or I don't want to make it public now, because I want people to have a chance to watch the Christmas episode of Flashback. So I won't see anybody until after Christmas. So everybody have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys again really soon. So good night.